Hey guys, don't mind my really sour face that I just made for like 2 seconds. 3 minutes in, camera froze. But anyway, now I gotta re-explain everything. That's okay. So why the darkness? Why this filter? Why everything? Why the light? Why the candle? I was thinking about the retrograde reading that we did for the week. And, I got to thinking, I'm like, my childhood wasn't the best growing up either. There was a lot of things that I had to get through, and a lot of things that I had to work on. Even in my teenage years, those were just as rough. Probably into my very early 20s, did it kind of improve. Usually, though, the light is right in front of us, just like the candle right now is right in front of me, literally. But we're too consumed by the darkness and negativity around us to see the beacon of positivity and light. Much like the Four of Cups energy. Right? Which I don't have right in front of me, but the one where the universe is offering you the cup, but you're too focused on the cups are, in front of you, aka everything that's not suiting you right now. Let's see if I can find it. While I keep talking. But it's tough. It's not always easy to see what's right in front of us. Right in front of us, we just put our head up. The reading, looking back on it, really does hit home for me because the last couple months, I feel like this beacon of light, this flame, has been extinguished, taken away. And only just recently has it been relit to be able to grow and flourish and be all that it can be, aka me be all that I can be. And it's a bit emotional. I'm really feeling this new moon like tugging on the strings, really feeling the Aries energy and taking it like by the horns and like running with it. This fire, running with it. We have 2 weeks left. Actually not even 2 weeks anymore, guys. 11 days to use this flame and expand it. The planet of luck and expansion is Jupiter. Jupiter goes into retrograde tomorrow, Wednesday. Which is why Jupiter's calling on us now to, as it goes into retrograde, to look upon things that we've been lazy in or haven't given as much time, because once it goes direct in August, whatever we worked on, it is going to expand. So, the more work you do, great. It's going to expand and it's going to be awesome. So if it's already awesome by the time the retrograde's over, it's going to expand it and it's going to be even more awesome. The less work you do though, the less awesome it's going to be. So if you're still in the, let's say, your home is dirty, i.e. me, and everything's a wreck, you're not organized at home, blah, blah, blah. 4 months past, here comes August, right? Things still are in order. Well, Jupiter will come in again and be direct, and once it turns direct, and it will expand upon that. So whatever effort you put in, you will get back like twofold. You know, so fire can spread, right? Provides warmth, provides a lot of things, and it can spread, but it can also be destructive. Don't spread too quickly. You spread too quickly and you spread yourself thin. Take the next 4 months and really woosah. You know, think things through. Don't make any rash decisions. Don't also, the next 2 weeks, get so in your head that you are consumed by the fire. But remember, we are much like the candle. We need the flame to keep us going, right? The candle needs air to keep us going, to keep it going too. Once the air is sucked out, the candle dies. Okay? It's so destructive, it's so fragile. Do you ever really think of fire that way? Probably not. But think about it is. One blow of wind that takes away enough oxygen from this enclosement here, and it's dead. Same with us. If we allow the darkness to suffocate us, we don't have the air that we need, and we eventually go bye-bye. Not good. Now is a critical time over the next 4 months to really find those spots where we need to work on, and by the time the 4 months is over, we'll be able to expand. And this will go hand in hand with Saturn going into retrograde, which we'll talk more about that probably later this week. So stay tuned for that. I know that was a lot, but I really just wanted to paint the metaphor because it is a lot, and I'm doing a lot of reflecting, and I like to share that with the when I do readings and stuff like that too, so you can get a little extra insight. So the Extended to Manifest Monday, we'll talk about what else do we need to know. So this is like an extra layer on top of things. So as we know, childhood, or even when we were in our teens, early years, I would say anywhere between 0 and 18, that would be the time period that you really want to focus on. See maybe then what wasn't working, and make sure you're not making those mistakes now. If you're holding on to something, let it go. If you have a burden, I'll be sorry to see that there with the light, but if you have a burden, 10 of Wands, also calling to let it go. If you're hanging on to something, have the courage to let it go. And start working on a new project. Okay. If it's about a work situation, there could be a project that's ending soon. But I don't think it's about work. I just really think it's about a burden that we've been holding on to. It's time, this whole month, April really kicks off new beginnings, and the Jupiter retrograde won't feel as much right now. The closer the planet is to us, the more we feel it. Mercury is much closer to us than Jupiter is, which is why we feel that one a lot more. So there's a lot of fire here. The first three cards are fire. 10 of Wands, Strength, which is the Leo card, 3 of Wands, and then we move into Earth, which is actually very, with the Pentacles. 7 to 8, we like it. Or, sorry, 8 to 7. But either way, though, it's still positive. It's still really good. Ace of Swords. So, again, cutting ties with something and things that aren't suiting us anymore. If we've been lacking in certain departments, if it's the creativity and we feel like we've been lazy there and not as up to date on things, let's get working on that. If it's self-love, that's also another really big one to work on for this time, because once the 4 months rolls around, you're going to feel like a completely brand new person, and you won't be feeling nearly as stuck or in a prison. Let's see. Page of Wands. So have courage also to communicate. For me, I struggle with this Page of Wands energy. I also struggle with this Ace of Swords energy. So let's talk about both of these. Why? I don't like holding the sword. I really don't like cutting people out of my life. Why? Let's talk about it. I'll tell you why. We're going to talk about it. Because I'm just like feeling really emotional right now. Okay, so if I pause, I'm sorry. It's just a lot to talk about. But I need to talk about it. For me, I give people a lot. Sometimes I give them all my tools. And then, there are just times where, they're saying stuff to me and I'm just like, okay, yeah. And then they figure stuff out. And I'm like, oh, now we gotta talk. Because remember, I gave you all these tools. I gave you I took the courage to tell you about everything I had, and then you decided to play some tricks on me. Oh no. Okay, that's when I have to wield the sword and whoosh, cut people out of my life. Why? Because I don't have time for negativity. That's why. And it's hard. It hurts me so much because as much as I wield the sword, I feel like the sword is being shoved back into my heart. And I just feel like I'm hurting people in a sense, by just being so sharp and full of fire. And being like, burn back, bitch. It's hard, but sometimes you have to do that. Giving people too many tools to work with and giving them too much power and giving them too much, of yourself all at once. It's too much. And you get stuck. The answer's in front of you. And what's the answer? Well, karma. Balance. You gotta balance what you give people. So, how's this relate to the retrograde? How's it relate to Manifest Monday? The reading that we did before. If in the past, in your childhood, if you were giving too much to one person, whether it's your parent, a friend, someone that you thought you can trust, and you've been holding on to this guilt and this burden and all of this, let it go. and have the courage to let it go. It might feel comfortable to hang on to right now, but you rather let it go. Start new projects. And again, the strength card is also a card of courage. And again, the courage is popping up here. And if you don't want to talk to them, that's fine. But talk to yourself. And be like, listen, this isn't working. I gotta go. Alright? And if you're still unsure and you're like, answer, I don't know. What's the lesson to be learned here karmically? Just take the cup. And if you do take that cup, you see what the karma is. The karma will balance out. The scales will balance out. As long as you've done nothing bad to deserve the scales to be tipped out of your favor. Then, as we move into Taurus season, the sun starts to shine brighter and brighter, just like the flame gets brighter and brighter. The darkness only sticks for a little bit. It feels like an eternity sometimes, but it isn't. It isn't, it's not. Leave behind. Start anew. Start a new life. The next 4 months are going to be critical. Saturn, I think, will be in retrograde for 5 months, I think. But like I said, this will tie in really closely to the Jupiter retrograde in the sense of it will restructure and teach you lessons that if you don't get the first time, it's going to redo it and redo it and redo it and redo it, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse each time I have to redo it. Trust me. Saturn is my ruling planet, and it's home right now, and it's good and bad, because since it's home for me, it's my chance to get things right for the next 27 years. This is my final year to wrap things up and really set my life in motion. And that's also kind of like what Jupiter is doing now. It's like, where in your life is it lacking? How can we fix that? But also, don't be so negative, Find that beacon of light. Find the positivity to be able to push forward. You carry the light, even when you're sad. Sometimes you just forget you're carrying it, but it's right in front of you. And it will always lead you to victory. This week, guys, I'm gonna have Jess send out the exercise, so for next week. I think it's just going to be really critical that we do that. Manifest as much as you can. Don't be too critical on yourselves with this exercise either, but think, like really introspect and think about, okay, where am I lacking, and where can I use my lamp to shine things on so I can be much more successful in my life and receive those blessings. Okay. That is the extended overall. I know it's a longer video. We're at 20 minutes right now. But I think it's a critical time for us to really propel things into motion and make sure that we keep that steam from Aries season going. We have the flame, obviously there's smoke, that steam, you gotta keep it going, right? There's fuel, gotta keep the fuel going. But don't burn so much to the point where you burn out. Rest in between. It's important. Alright, Jupiter Retrograde readings will be up soon. Like I said, I'll start them probably tonight and do them tomorrow as well. Tonight being Tuesday and then tomorrow being Wednesday. And we'll go over that. There might be a Tuesday tarot segment. I don't know. Maybe what I can do maybe what I'll do for Tarot Tuesday is we'll go through each, we'll start with the cards and maybe do a couple cards a day. Like this is what it means, this is what the reverse means. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know, let me know. We can try that for a little bit and see what happens. I just wanted to say also, thank you guys for being here and for being my beacon of light, because sometimes, I can't see what's really in front of me. And it's tough, But like I said, the darkness does not last. And I'm sure you've seen as this video has gone on, it's gotten brighter around me because the candles are burning longer. The hard times don't last. It's good if you keep people around that can support you. So the next 2 weeks, really focus on yourself as we move into Taurus season, because from there, it's going to be a completely different energy. And we'll talk more about that probably next week. Alrighty. I love you guys. I will see most of you soon. And this, so we have the Jupiter Retrograde readings coming up. Tarot Tuesday will be up tomorrow night, so stay tuned for that. And I think what else? We might do a couple other things announced for Thursday. I'm so sorry, excuse me. But more on that TBD. Alright, I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.